Java for Selenium. Sumitra, tell me first. Already we discussed Java is a programming language as well as software platform, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Java can be used for two different purposes. What are the two different purposes? Sean, Java can be used for two different purposes. Okay, one is programming as programming language, another is platform, software platform. See, computer platforms, two types: hardware platform, software platform. Java provides software platform. See, if you want to develop software applications, you can use Java as programming language. Second one, as platform. What is the functionality of platform? Sean.
Yes, sir.
What is the functionality of platform? Functionality of programming, purpose of programming language to develop software applications. Okay, test automation secondary. Primary purpose to develop software applications. What is the purpose of software platform?
So, like, I mean, it can be run on different platforms, Windows, Linux.
That is different case. Platform independent concept, that is different. Ravindra. Platform, software platform. Java is a
Okay, maybe it's like, it's a software platform
It's
that. Okay, Ravindra, go ahead.
Sir, I think it's a platform means that there is a two platforms. One is like Windows and servers.
No, this is what I said, Ravindra, Windows, Linux.
Okay.
See, observe. Say platform independent concept is different. Windows, Linux, or Unix flavors, that is different. Okay, Windows also platform. It provides environment for running the applications, software applications. Okay, here Java platform means, Java programming language. Java as programming language. Programming language. The purpose to develop software applications. Software applications. Okay. Next, Java as software platform. Software.
Okay, sir. I think that we are using Java to to create our programs, not any other language.
Just
using Java as a platform.
No. To provide runtime. To provide runtime environment. To provide runtime environment. Suppose we have one Java application. That application developed in Java want to deploy in our computer for production. For that, Java runtime environment required. Runtime means required environment for running the application. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Suppose your application developed in Java and Oracle. First, you need to provide runtime for running that application. Java, you need to install Java, Oracle, then that application can be run on your computer. That is runtime. Suppose .NET provides packed runtime. Suppose VB, if you develop any application in VB, you no need to provide runtime. It provides packed runtime. Runtime environment also available in the application. But for Java and other applications, runtime required. Okay, here you can hear two terms. JDK, Java Development Kit, JDK. For developing software applications, we need to install JDK. For accessing or using Java applications, we need to install JRE. What is JRE?
Java runtime
Java
environment.
runtime environment.
Java runtime environment. But JDK also includes?
JRE.
Yes. JDK includes
JV,
JRE.
JRE and JVM and some other
JVM, this one also, JVM. Java Virtual, what is that one?
machine.
Virtual
machine.
Here JRE includes?
JVM.
JVM. Okay, this is technical matter. See, JDK includes JRE and JVM. JDK for development as well as execution, running the application. Here JRE purpose only running the application, not developing the code or modifying the code. Okay, as platform you need to install JRE. As development, as programming language you need to install JDK. Okay, forget what is our purpose here. JRE or JDK or as programming language or as platform, Sean?
Programming language.
Programming language. Why? We develop test cases. Okay.
Yes.
We are not only executing test cases, development also, test case development, test development. So this one. Okay. Now as part of this, okay, Java programming language. Okay. Say here two types of purpose, as programming language and as just a software platform. Okay. Next, Java has three parts. This is a rough word. Next, technical word is three editions. Three editions. We already discussed this one. Ahalya, tell me, Java has three ports. This is rough word. Three editions is technical term and documentation term. Tell me, what are the three editions of Java?
Sir, JDK.
JDK is not edition. That is software. Java Development Kit.
Okay.
Code Java.
Pardon?
Standard
Okay.
edition.
Code.
Code Java.
Continue, Ravindra.
Standard edition, sir.
Yes, Java Standard Edition.
Which is core.
Java Standard Edition. This public term is Core Java, but Sun Microsystems didn't use this term in their documentation. Core Java is not official term. Official term is Java Standard Edition, but public, most of the people using Core Java. Okay, you can use Core Java, no issue, but official term is Java Standard Edition. Earlier it was old name J2 SE, Java 2 Standard Edition. This is old name. New name is Java Standard Edition. Next, second one. Continue, Ravindra.
I forgot, sir, second one.
Java
Yeah, Enterprise edition.
Java Enterprise Edition. Java Enterprise Edition. Enterprise Edition. This one, public name?
Advanced.
Advanced Java. Advanced Java. Old name? Sean, old name?
Java
J2
Enterprise.
double E. Next, another edition,
Java Micro Edition.
Java Micro Edition, is for small devices like mobiles. Micro Edition. Old name is J2ME. Okay. For Enterprise Edition or Micro Edition, Standard Edition is the base. Standard Edition is mandatory. Okay. For our test automation, observe Vijaya. Advanced Java not required. Micro Edition not required. What is this one? Java Standard
Java
Edition
Standard.
or Core Java, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Next, here what we learn. Just recollect. First, what is that one? Java environment setup.
Comment.
This is not concept. Requirement. Prerequisite. Java environment setup. It depends. It may vary from one operating environment to another. Software also different. But if you create byte code, that can be executed on different platforms also. Getting this point, Sean?
Yes, sir.
C is not platform independent. C++ is not platform independent, but they support multiple operating systems. Suppose you write C code on Windows, write, compile and execute. Next, Unix, you write C code on Unix, write, compile and execute. But Java not like that, platform independent. You write Java code in Windows environment and compile, it will provide byte code. You can carry that byte code to other environments. You can execute that byte code in Unix or Linux, Unix flavors, Macintosh, etc. Create Java code in one environment, one operating environment. It provides byte code. You can execute that byte code in the same environment or in other operating environment. That's why Java is platform independent. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Java environment setup. Now, Balakrishna, simple question. Why we need to set up Java environment in our test automation? Okay, forget about general purpose. General purpose also almost same. Why we need to set up Java environment?
For the runtime,
Runtime.
to run the applications.
To run the
Should have its
applications.
own environment.
Okay. Sumitra, why we need to set up Java environment in our test automation? Vijaya?
So that, sir, so that we are setting up the runtime environment.
Runtime. Every
To
time you
develop
are
test cases,
To
sir.
write test cases.
writing is development now, Sumitra.
Yeah.
Not only
Yes,
running,
sir.
you are not going to running any software
We are just,
applications in your test automation.
yes.
You are going to develop test cases and execute. Okay, execution also there, but development is primary, development and execution. But you are not going to only running the software applications. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Create, see, interview point of view required to create and execute Java programs. To create and execute Java programs, this is general purpose. In our test automation, to create and execute test scripts. Okay, na Sean? Purpose of Java environment setup?
Yes, sir. So, sir, test scripts is the same as Java program. The only difference
But
is like
no,
test.
no. Java program, this is global usage. In our scenario, program means test script.
Yes, sir. Like, I mean, in Selenium, if you are writing
Yes.
like
In
program,
Selenium, we use this term test script or test case. But in our test scripts, we use Java code.
okay.
Say, in this scenario only, program and test script synonyms, but not in global scenario. Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
In our test automation scenario, program means test script. But in general scenario, program means program only. Their program different, test script different. But in this scenario, test automation scenario, program means test script or test case. We use Java code for writing our test cases or test scripts. Test case, test script, synonyms. But in UFT, we use test term, test. No test case term in UFT. Test or test script. Here in Selenium, test case or test script. Okay, na?
Sir, like, yes, sir. Like, I mean, in manual test cases, in manual testing, we only have test cases,
Yes.
and in automation, we have test cases or test scripts, right?
Just a minute. Manual testing. Manual testing. We use term test case. Next, UFT, formerly QTP. Terminology varies from one environment to another, but concept same. Terminology varies, concept same. Terminology varies from one environment to another. Here, test. Observe, Ravindra, you have some knowledge or experience in UFT na? Here we
Yes,
use
sir.
term test na?
Test and test scripts.
Test or, but their official term is test. Test or you can use test script. Next,
Yes, sir.
Selenium. Selenium, test case or test script. Okay now, Sean?
Yes, sir. So, like, I mean, any program in Selenium, written in Selenium, whether in Java or Python or Perl,
Yes.
can be called test
Called
case
as
as
test
well.
script only or test case. You can call test case also.
Yeah, that is what I was asking. Okay, good.
If it is Java coding or Python, Perl, Ruby, hypertext preprocessor means PHP, any supported language, any code called as test script in our Selenium or test case. Okay na?
Okay, sir.
But in general scenario, suppose developers use program term, that is global term. They don't use test script. In our scenario, test script. Okay.
Okay, so sir, like, I mean, in many jobs, like, I see that the requirement is must know scripting. So that means the person must know, like, how to code.
Yes, how to
In any
code
program.
only.
How to code, okay.
Okay, this is environment. What is that one? In Java standard edition, first Java environment setup. Next, come to Java language elements and OOPS concepts. Okay. Come to language elements. Vijaya, come to language elements. What we discussed.
Comments in Java.
And one more thing, comments optional. Writing comments is best practice, but it is not mandatory. It is not rule. It's not syntax rule. It is just a standard, best practice. And one more thing. Now we are going to discuss usage also. Can you tell me, Vijay, where we use comments? Comments are useful or not in our test automation? Forget about general purpose.
Yeah, useful, sir. For documentation of our test script writing.
See, in our test cases, we use comments. You can write test case headers, method headers, and for explaining complex logic, you can use comments. Useful. Next, second one, continue.
Data types in Java.
Data types.
Yes, sir.
Useful or not in our test automation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, we must
Useful.
specify the data type. Otherwise, that is syntax rule. That is syntax error. It will show syntax error. We must specify. See, in our test automation, we work with different types of data. Some are string type data, example, customer name, city name, etc. Some are integer type data, next floating point values, etc. So data types important. Next, continue
Java modifiers.
modifiers. Okay.
Sir, the most important data type for our test automation is string, right?
String, yes.
Okay.
Why? Why most important data type in test automation? String. Why?
Because test automation is based on objects, and from objects we read the data as string.
See, whenever we read data, then computer program considers, not only Java, any program, computer program considers the data as string type data. In order to perform mathematical calculations, we need to convert the data for numbers. If it is string type data, we can use as it is. Okay. Modifiers.
Yes,
Now, what is the use
Variables
of modifiers,
and operators.
Vijaya? Already I
For
told.
the
Here,
public
access
access,
modifiers, non-access
access
modifiers.
modifier.
Already I
Yes, sir.
told. Access modifiers,
Public,
most of the
private.
time we use.
For the access,
Most of the time we don't use private, etc.
public.
We
We
use
use public.
public only.
Public.
So you no need to concentrate on other modifiers like protected, default, private. Say 99%, 100% we use public access modifier. What about non-access modifiers?
Static.
Static we use for creating static variables, means class level variables and static methods. Next, abstract also limited use or no use. Next, final modifier is there now.
Final. Yes, sir.
We use
For
final
the
modifier for
finalizing the
finalizing
variables.
the implementation of variables or methods or okay, classes not required. Methods, method finalization also not required. Just variable finalization. That is variable finaling means constant.
Yes, sir.
Next, okay, you
Variables
continue. Okay,
and
okay, Vijay. Okay, leave. Sushma, continue. Next, Java language elements are fundamentals of Java.
Variables.
After modifiers, okay, variables.
Variables.
Just a minute. Variables for storing the data.
Storing data.
Data temporarily. Okay, temporary data. For storing temporary data in a computer program. It's not permanent data. It stores in RAM only. Okay, variables are useful or not in our test automation?
They are useful for store data.
See, most of the time we capture data from application objects and store into variables. Then later we compare the data in verification points. See, variables are useful. Okay. Next. Next.
Operators.
Operators. Useful or not?
Useful.
Yes, we use operators in
Mathematical operators.
We use operators for mathematical operations and logical operations, arithmetical and logical operations and comparison operations. Comparison in verification points, we compare expected with actual. So operators also important. Next, just a minute. Continue, Sean.
Okay, after operators, conditional statements.
Okay.
Right.
That is, what is that one?
Conditional
Flow control.
Statements. Flow control. Okay.
Flow control, or you can say control flow. Control flow statements. We have three types of control flow statements. List out.
Conditional statements.
Conditional statements.
Loop statements.
Loop statements. Next.
I don't remember the third one, sir.
Third one. I think Ravindra can answer, can tell the third one. Ravindra. Sumitra. Conditional statements, looping statements. Next. Anybody?
I'm not very sure, sir. Is it a switch?
Switch also conditional statement. Sushma.
Nested condition.
Branch.
Break.
Branching statements. See, we have three branching statements now. What are they? Break, continue, return. Return we use in methods. Okay. Now tell me, continue, Sean, purpose of conditional statements.
Purpose like in the programming or in test automation?
Not programming. Forget about programming perspective. Only test automation.
Okay. It is for inserting verification points.
Yes, to insert verification points. Okay. Next, and for error handling also, but primary purpose is to insert verification points. Next, looping.
Looping, okay. For test automation. It's not like for programming. Sorry, is asking for test automation.
Repetitive execution. See, in data-driven testing, we repeat the code now. We repeat the test case now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I knew about that looping statements are used for like repetitive execution,
Yes,
but
repetitive
I thought
execution.
for test automation. Yeah, test automation is the same thing.
Next, arrays. What is the purpose of arrays? If you want, say, arrays limited use in our test automation. If you want to read Excel file data, for example, for that you can use arrays. Text file data, general variables enough. Next, continue, Sean.
After arrays, okay. Input output operations, I think.
Before that we discussed string now. String handling.
String handling, okay.
Strings. Strings are not variables. String is object in Java. We can conduct different types of operations on strings. Is it important or not for our test automation?
Very important.
Very important. String is very important. Next, input and output operations. Okay, output operation, okay. Sometimes we need to check the test case, or we need to display the output on the console output. Okay. What about the input, Sean? Where we use input in our testing? Say, usually we provide input data in our test cases only, na?
Yes, sir.
Suppose user ID within double quote, some ABCD, password, some XYZ, like. Suppose if it is data driven testing, we use text file or Excel file as a resource, then we can read the data. Then where we use input?
Sir, I think, because test automation is usually based on objects, so whenever we want to read any input from an object, in that case, maybe.
Okay, if you read any object, for that,
Yes, sir.
that input object not required, na? We discussed the scanner object, na? That object is not required for reading any data from any object or any file, isn't it?
Okay, sir. If you are reading any
Suppose just a minute. I want to read data from edit box. For that, you take string, some user name, edit box, string, some variable name equal to, you write Selenium WebDriver code. Then it will read. No input object. Suppose if you want to read text files, yesterday we read the data now, in the last class or last before class.
Yes, sir.
But no scanner object required for reading data from application objects or files. Then where we use input operation? Output, okay. Regularly we use output operations. Observe,
Okay.
just a minute. Observe,
Maybe
I will show.
No, sir. I'm saying maybe in a few classes I will be able to let you know.
Yes. Okay. But before that, I will show one small example.
Okay.
Well, sir, I think scanner is like it is a Java
Just a minute.
class, like Java defined
Just a
method.
minute. Suppose,
That's why. Yeah.
observe Ravindra. This is a web form, registration form for Gmail application. Nowadays, most of the applications providing this field, CAPTCHA field. There is this CAPTCHA field.
Sir, capture field will be, it will show some unique letters or numbers. Then we have to rewrite them on the expected text box so that it will confirm our registration.
Okay, wait, it's not. Just a minute. You can find CAPTCHA fields in now. In our web, nowadays most of the enterprise applications providing this CAPTCHA field now. Sean,
I don't know about this thing. I don't know.
CAPTCHA field, you don't know?
No, sir.
CAPTCHA means
it's like
verification code. CAPTCHA means verification code. Just a minute.
It's like they'll ask to enter the numbers which are in haphazard way, and we have to enter the numbers.
Just a minute. Give me 2 minutes. I will explain. Just a minute. It is not showing CAPTCHA field in this scenario. Today it is not showing. CAPTCHA means verification code. Nowadays, most of the applications.
Okay, sir, I got it. I think it's like, the 4-digit or 3-digit like code we have to write.
Code
Okay,
it will generate. Just a minute. Sign in. Just a minute.
Okay, I use it many times a day.
Okay. Sign up.
Yeah.
Here also it is not asking. Okay, CAPTCHA means verification code. See, nowadays most of the commercial web applications asking CAPTCHA na verification code. Just a minute, I have good example. Suppose IRCTC. Observe now. Observe, Sean.
Yes, sir.
Here, suppose I want to check this login functionality. I want to verify this login functionality. Here, what are the fields? User ID, password. Okay, I can register. Suppose I have user ID, I have password. What about this CAPTCHA? CAPTCHA is dynamic, na?
Yes, sir.
You cannot provide that value in test script, na? Test script or test case, na?
No, sir.
You must read the data while execution only, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose I have fixed username. I already registered. Suppose GC Reddy 7, password GLD 938. What about CAPTCHA? First I need to read this one. What is this one? Suppose
U9QPL.
U9QPL. QPL. Then click login. Now it is accepting, na?
Yes, sir.
Sign out. If you want to provide data for CAPTCHA. CAPTCHA means verification code. It checks whether the user is human user or not. For providing CAPTCHA fields, we cannot. Nowadays, these fields are very important in public web applications. So, if you want to check this type of data, this type of fields, we must provide data during test case execution only. We cannot provide before test case execution, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Suppose for user ID and password, you can prepare data in test case, na?
Yes, sir. And I mean, this one is CAPTCHA field is also an object, right?
Yes, CAPTCHA field also it box.
Yeah, it's an object. Okay.
But input data is dynamic.
Yes.
Say user ID input data static means fixed, password fixed, CAPTCHA not fixed, dynamic. You cannot provide dynamic data in test cases. While execution only you have to read. For that scanner object required, na? Scanner object or any supported object.
Okay.
Come to mainstream. Input. Reading input also sometimes mandatory in our test automation. Getting
Yes.
Sushma?
Yes, sir.
Any confusion? Why you are saying in dull mode?
No, sir.
Okay, cool. Next, continue. Balakrishna not attended some classes. Ahalya, continue. String handling, input and output operations. Next.
Then we have predefined, user-defined and predefined methods.
Continuation. Actually, immediately I didn't explain that one. This is continuation. File handling is just some combined or related topic. File handling. In our test automation, file handling is required or not, Ahalya?
Yes, sir, it is.
Required. Where?
Generally, like if you want to take data from the
if you
external.
want to read test data for data-driven testing, for that generally we use Excel file or text file, etc. For that, file handling concept required, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Next, continue.
Next, user-defined and predefined
methods. Here we have two types of methods. What are they? First one, predefined. We use predefined methods in our test cases. Suppose if you want to compare two strings, you can use string dot compare to or string dot equals, etc. methods. Predefined methods. Next, user defined methods. See, in our test automation, for writing test cases, we create reusable components. For creating reusable components, we use user defined methods. Suppose we have three test cases. One is add product, another is add currency in e-commerce application, online shopping application. For example, we are going to discuss that project. Suppose add product, add vendor, add currency. Three test cases are there. For all these three test cases, login and log out required. First login, then add vendor, then log out. Next login, add product, log out. Next login, add currency, log out. End-to-end scenario. For all these three test cases, login is reusable component, log out also. We can make login and logout as user defined methods, and we call wherever required. So user defined methods also useful. Following the concept, Balakrishna?
Yes, sir.
What about you, Ravindra?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Continue, Ahalya.
Yeah, after methods, we have this OOPS concept, sir.
After methods, one important concept you forgot. Exception handling we discussed, na?
Exception handling, yes, sir. Exception handling.
Exception handling. We use exception handling in our test cases or test scripts. We use or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we do.
Yes, more useful. Say, for exception handling is used for handling syntax errors or runtime errors, Ahalya?
Sir, runtime errors, sir.
Runtime errors. Syntax errors we can rectify. It will show
Yes,
guidance,
sir.
and then otherwise you cannot execute the program. If syntax errors are there, no use of execution, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
In order to locate runtime errors, we use exception handling. Okay, exception handling is important one. Next, come to object-oriented concepts. Java, OOPS. Here we have four fundamentals of OOPS. See, some people in training programs explain what is object, what is class, what is all are come under this OOPS. But fundamentals of OOPS are four fundamentals only. Some are saying different topics. Method overloading one topic, method overriding one topic. But method overloading and method overriding both are come under polymorphism. Okay, we have four fundamentals of object-oriented programming. What are the four fundamentals?
Inheritance.
One is inheritance. Now tell me, Sean, inheritance, is it useful or not in our test automation?
I think it's limited use.
Limited use. Not 100%, limited use. Sometimes, suppose whenever you use reusable components for writing test cases, Sometimes you may use inheritance. Okay. Next, polymorphism. Polymorphism. Sushma, polymorphism.
Limited use.
Limited use. Say, if you want to create user-defined methods, reusable components with same name, suppose login method with parameters and without parameters, two components. That time you can use this polymorphism concept, but limited use. Next, continue, Ahalya.
Next, abstraction.
Abstraction. What about the usage of abstraction in test automation?
No, sir, no usage.
No
we
use.
only use it in developing.
Only in development. Encapsulation. What about encapsulation?
No use in test
No
script,
use
sir.
in test automation. See, this is about Java for Selenium conclusion. Any queries, Balakrishna? Conclusion.
No.
Raise queries. Sean?
I'm thinking, sir, what to ask.
Okay. See, after the class also you can mail me. No issue.